Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and if you like this video, be sure to give it a like. Today, I am a lot more confident about how this picture is going to turn out. I don't know, I just kind of went with it this time. I think less people and actual face made this so much easier. So today, as you can see from the title, we're doing Halloweentown. Halloweentown is a Disney classic, and I actually haven't seen it in probably well over a decade. Oh my god, wait, really? I think so. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this movie in about, that may be inaccurate, but I definitely haven't seen it since before college. And that was about at least 5-6 years ago, so yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't seen it in a while, like I just said, but I feel like if I watch it, I'll get a little sad. I even felt sad for like 2.5 seconds when I was drawing this photo, because I draw Debbie Reynolds' character, the grandma. It's been so long, I don't remember anybody's names. Wait. Her name was Splendora Agatha Cromwell. Let me act right. Because, you know, she passed days after her daughter Carrie Fisher passed, and you know, that was really tragic. That was only a couple years ago, but Halloweentown is still a Disney classic. I'm sure they're playing it during this month, as they should not stretch away from any of the Halloween movies. I'm going to be doing Halloween themed drawings for the rest of the month, as long as I'm capable of picking films that don't scare the bejesus out of me. I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of friends who just love horror movies. I am not a horror fan. I do not like horror movies. I do not like to be scared. I like sleep. Okay, I like my sleep. I think it's important. I think it matters. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a vivid dreamer. I dream vividly every single night. Every night. And I'm a huge dreamer, so whatever I watch appears in my dreams. So I'm very selective about what I dream, because anything that has high emotional attachment in my real life, it appears in my dreams. So no. I can handle Halloweentown, I can handle Twitches, I can even handle Scream, but like, I watched the remake of It 3 years ago, and I still have to sleep with like lights on, because that clown creeps into my mind and it just scares the crap out of me, and I just genuinely cannot take it. Like, I absolutely hate it. And I'm just like, it's been years. But lately it's been popping up in my head a lot, because this is gonna sound crazy, because it is, but my grandmother, who I live with, she collects clown figurines. I couldn't tell you. She's been collecting them for as long as I've been alive, if not a few years longer. And she keeps her collection of clowns in my bedroom. So there's like at least 100 clowns at the foot of my bed, because that's where the little shelf is, plus 2 paintings of sad clowns. Yeah, this is my life. This is what I go through. But getting back to the picture, because I haven't really talked about the picture, I selected this image from like the Halloweentown trailer. It's going to be a picture of, you know, Splendora Agatha, me trying to remember her name, Aggie, trying to draw her when she's walking through Halloweentown. I think this is the moment when she doesn't realize that her grandkids had snuck on the bus. I haven't seen the movie in years. I forget when she realizes that they're with her, but this is the moment where she just got back, and so she's, you know, walking around the town. Also, I found out that Halloweentown is a real place. I was looking for the trailer and I saw videos of people who actually went to Halloweentown. I believe it's in Oregon. Who would have thought? I thought it was just a movie set. So it's not like a real place like people really live like Halloween's every day, but like a tourist attraction, I would assume that it is. You see me struggling with that chin? It took me so long to get that chin right. I don't normally draw anything like this. You know, doing this channel, this is the first time I've ever drawn anything in this way. I don't normally do scenery. I don't do people or cartoons for that matter. Like when I drew that pumpkin, those growing pumpkins, I didn't know what the hell I was even drawing when I first did it. And I was a little confused, and I kept staring at the picture. I was like, oh, they're pumpkins. I'm actually a little impressed with how Aggie came out towards the end. I like how she came out. She looked a little weird at first, but you know, it's like with makeup, you just keep going until it looks nice. There was some parts of it that I wasn't too pleased with, like the hood came out a little weird in my opinion, but hey, that's how it goes. And there's like this gold accent that's gonna appear later on the hoodie. See, that looks better. Wow, it looks good. That's gonna be a gold strip accent that's gonna show up, that goes across not the hoodie but the shoulder or whatever, and it looks really bad, but I wonder if you would think it was bad if I didn't tell you that. Either way, I mean, you're gonna see at the end, I'm gonna show you the actual image that I'm drawing from, but it could have been better. But back to these movies, I used to love Halloweentown. Like, I used to get so excited because Disney would really only play it around Halloween, which makes sense, right? Like, why would you play a Halloween movie any time of year? And it just always felt like a magical time. I used to love these movies. My favorite one, personally, is Halloweentown High. Can't get enough of that movie. That one is my favorite. But the order goes Halloweentown, Halloweentown 2, was it Calabar's Revenge? And then Halloweentown High, and then Return to Halloweentown. I didn't watch it, but there's all sorts of videos on YouTube as to why the original actress that played Marnie, Kimberly J. Brown, didn't return. I didn't watch it in time to record this, but I definitely recommend checking it out, just because I know it's one of those childhood answers a lot of us have been looking for. Like, you know, how are they just gonna slip in a different girl like nobody's gonna notice? Like, literally the entire cast had returned except her. I wonder if any of the cast members felt weird about it. Like, you not OG? Like, you hadn't been here since the beginning? They were like kids. Like, the guy who played the brother, you know, they were like preteens and kids when they did the first movie. And they stuck around for 4 movies. That's a lot. That's like a lot, I think, by any standard. And I kind of enjoyed the 4th one. I don't really remember too much about it, to be quite honest. Yeah, no, I don't really remember much from it. I just remember Halloweentown High, when the kids would get sucked into the locker and there was all that crazy weird stuff that was going on. I say that like that's specific. I haven't seen these movies in years. But as you can see, my photo is coming together and it is looking, it's looking pretty good. Like, I felt actually really good about this. I still think it's pretty imperfect. Like, I can see all of the mistakes, and there'll be more once I color it in. Like, what's bothering me is the like, what is it called? I don't know, the stone thingy that the pumpkin is sitting on. Yeah, you see how there's just like that open space? I didn't really know how to do it. I couldn't get the perspective of it quite right how I wanted to, but you know, it is what it is. It does its job. It does what it needs to do. Also, I only got the crack, like, you know, the cracks in the pumpkin at the eye, but there's more that appear, and I was gonna draw them, but then I got insecure and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna do that. So then also I didn't get frustrated, but I was annoyed when I was doing this, because you see how like the lines that kind of just blend together. Like, what is that? What's going on with that? That perspective just don't look right, does it? It don't. Same thing with that umbrella thingy. That's apparently what I think that was. Because I'll come back to it later and realize that there's no connecting line between the umbrella and the stick for the pumpkins. Also, I was doing these and they kind of started to color in, which was annoying because they're supposed to be white. You know, it's alright. But it still comes out looking really good. But yeah, what were you guys' favorite Halloweentown movies? Let me know in the comments below. I really do miss being a kid, being able to watch Disney Channel movies. It was just such a different time to be a kid and be able to watch these movies. My all expense paid existence. I didn't have any cares. All I had to do was homework, and every single night I would get excited because Disney Channel would play a different movie. And then when it came down for Halloween, you know, you get dressed, go trick-or-treating. It was really a lot of fun. At least when I lived with my aunt. I lived with an aunt of mine for several years, and she would take me trick-or-treating. But whenever I lived with my mom and my grandmother, they wouldn't take me trick-or-treating. My family is religious, and they were like, it's a heck no for Halloween for us. They don't like Halloween, you know, spirits, demons, all that stuff. They thought it was like really wrong. So I was like, not able to do it. We would go to church. We would go to church, actually. I really didn't like that we had to go to church, but I mean, church would still do something similar. It wasn't like a sermon, but they would have like events like candy and moon bounces. It would be just like Halloween, except what would they call it? They wouldn't call it Halloween. They would call it Hallelujah Night. No, I'm not even kidding. They would call it Hallelujah Night. And you could bring your kids, and they would get candy, and they get face paint, and they get prizes, and they were moon bounces. And it's like, this is still Halloween, except you can't. And kids would come dressed up too, but instead of, you know, going to the neighborhood, they would just go to church. So yeah, my mom took me to Hallelujah Night. And I don't even think I was there to like really enjoy anything. I think I was volunteering, so it wasn't like, I mean, I did enjoy some of the festivities. I know for sure I ate a hot dog. That I do remember. I don't know why I remember eating something, but I remember having a meal. And I definitely took some candy. But I remember volunteering, and I think it was for like, I was in the National Junior Honor Society, so we had to do volunteering. Either that or Girl Scouts. I forget. I did a lot of random stuff in school. But do you see how nice my cartoon has come out? I swear, whenever I get the outline done, it feels like this would belong in a coloring book. It makes me feel special and professional. Because look at that. And now I'm coloring my own coloring book. And that's what makes this really fun. I tried to do the whole adult coloring book thing, and I cannot stand those. I don't know what it is about them, but they kind of give me headaches. I don't know. Do you guys like adult coloring books? I guess if you're an adult. I mean, you don't have to be an adult to color an adult coloring book, but they're designed for relaxation. They give me headaches. Like, it's just too many intricate designs. This is simple, bold lines, giant spaces, good for my hand. See, my hand gets tired. Like, you need muscle to color. And I've noticed that in my adult years trying to color, how quickly my hand gets tired. But as a kid, you could just go. Nope. No, but apparently I think your hand forms muscles. I'm no expert, but I think your hand does form muscles to do this damn thing, because this is just ridiculous. Look at my sexy ass pumpkin, all orange and shit. Yes. I think the stump coming out of it looks weird, but let's not nitpick. So, you know, I'm coloring in the little stump that it's on. It's looking all officially Halloween-towny, you know. And then I'm like, let me just color that in. Like, that's gonna do something, and my insecurities just poking out, like, you should have fixed that. But I would have, as you can see from, if you didn't see my last video and watching this video, I really do struggle with perspective. Although I'm sure many of us artists do. It's really difficult. It's a lot harder than it looks to really get the right perspective. It's really easy to imagine your own perspective, especially in terms of, there is no terms. It's hard to do it. Damn it. It's hard. The perspective, proportion, sizes, you know, like I think the pumpkin is right, and I think the stump is fine. It's just the angle that it's at. And I think even Aggie looks pretty good in perspective to everything. I think she looks immaculate. I did a smashing job. I think I did spectacular. Splendidly, Splendora. Yo, when we found out her real name was Splendora, I was like, was somebody looking at like a sugar packet or something? Like, what happened? What's that sugar packet? Was it Splenda? Let me stop. It was really weird, but I was so obsessed with the name of Splendora when I was a kid. Like, I thought it was the most beautiful name, and I thought it was weird that nobody else I knew thought the name was pretty. I remember I would hang out with my friends, and we lived in the same neighborhood. One lived next door, one lived across the street. And I remember we always used to play pretend, and I wanted the name Splendora, and I was like, isn't it the most prettiest name? And they were like, no. Haters. I was surrounded by a group of haters. But no, in seriousness, this movie was the bomb.com. You see that sash thing is just going straight across her arm? I don't think that's how it's supposed to look. I also drew the arm, like that shape, because it felt weird without it, in my opinion. But you know, it is what it is. We're making it work, okay? But yeah, I thought Splendor was the most beautiful name. I really should rewatch these movies. I miss it. I miss being a kid, enjoying all this stuff. Life is so different now as an adult. It's just not the same. But it does feel good to color. Like I said, I like the big lines. You see how ugly that strip looks? Okay, anyways, like I said, as an adult, I don't really get to doodle for fun anymore. And so deciding to do this channel was really good for me because, first of all, I'll be knocking these things out. I get this done in under an hour. I never knew I could draw that fast. But all this time before, I was always doing realistic portraits, which take me forever. I think the quickest I ever did a portrait was in 2 to 3 days. But these little cartoony thingies, I get these done. I get these shits done quick. Under an hour, I can just pop these babies out. Imagine if I drew better. It might actually take me a little bit longer. But I'm trying to understand like a cartoony style I can do that doesn't feel so high stakes. Because that's the thing about realistic drawing, is that it would always feel so high stakes and important. And I would get really overwhelmed with wanting it to look perfect. So I'm like, you know, we're just going to be ugly. You know? Let's try the cartoon route of style. It's actually not that hard. I actually like how it came out. Look how pretty and cute this looks. This looks like you'd find this in a little coloring book. So I am proud how this came out. Doesn't it look nice? Thanks for tuning in, y'all. And I'm going to show you the picture right now so you can see. And I'll check you in the next one. Like this video, subscribe for more, and happy Halloween.